Linda Lane of the Lane Team and Benchmark Realty is a partner of the Coach Rob Show. Linda is an expert realtor who has 20 years experience as a licensed agent in the Middle Tennessee area. She is the perfect combination of expert experience and a delight to work with. Contact Linda at linda.lane@comcast.net. Be sure to put the promo code Coach Rob in the subject line. Linda's email is linda.lane@comcast.net. Okay, we're back on the Coach Rob Show. Thanks for being here. We are in segment 3. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these football teams. I've noticed at the beginning of this year, especially in the NFL, and I'm in Nashville. I know we've got, with the Louisiana Network, we've got a base of an audience in South Louisiana. So something that Nashville and New Orleans has in common right now is that we've got NFL teams that are not doing well. They're not doing well at all. I do think there's a big difference, though, between the Titans and the Saints. I'm not sure exactly to what extent the Saints has a problem. I don't tend to believe that Kellen Moore is a particularly bad head coach. I don't think that the Saints are completely void of talent in all areas. You could say the same thing about the Titans, but the Titans have already fired their coach. They're already in a position of a complete rebuild. The Titans are also in a position where they're going to make a transition to a brand new stadium, and probably, in 2027, there'll be one more season in the old stadium in Nashville, and then they'll be in the new stadium in 2027. A lot of construction will happen for a couple of years, demolishing the old stadium and building a new riverfront in the downtown area, which is going to be awesome, and probably look at a Super Bowl by 2030. So Nashville is kind of primed for a rebuild, and within a couple of years to see those Titans get back to where they were for a while, a little bit under Vrabel, but for several years under Coach Fisher, they were very competitive and a playoff team. With Derrick Henry, and even before that, with a lot of good years. The Saints have been good at times over the past few years. I don't feel like the Saints are in big trouble, but they haven't really found their footing since Coach Payton left. And Coach Payton obviously is having a lot of success in Denver right now. He seems to be really liking what he's got with Bo Nix. And the Denver Broncos are the second best team in all of football right now. The Patriots, who have the Titans ex-coach, are the best team in the league with 11 wins. And guess what? The Saints ex-coach is in Denver with the only team with 10 wins. So there's something else that the Saints and the Titans have in common. We have ex-coaches that have the two best teams in the league right now. So you got to ask yourself, what is the reason that Vrabel and Payton, and I guess Payton had a little more success in New Orleans, so we're not going to say that he's at the same level in Denver that he was with Drew Brees in New Orleans. But, we've got coaches that are doing well after they've left the organizations where they were. And so one would ask the question, why would they want to move on? Now, Vrabel got fired. I think the main situation with these organizations is in upper management. It's with ownership. It's with the GM. It's the way they're going about building a team. And I don't know exactly what the best solution is for the Saints or the Titans, but these are teams that the NFL needs for these teams to be good teams. They're also teams that hasn't quite gotten to where they want to be. I mean, I know 2009 was when the Saints won it all, their 1 year to win a Super Bowl. But the Titans were, very close to winning a Super Bowl, lost in a close one to Kurt Warner and the Rams. But that was 2000, so it's been 25 years. So, we're looking at two teams that have a fundamental problem that I think goes beyond coaching. There's not a buy-in with the organization, which to me goes right back to leadership. You go to leadership. I'll look at another Nashville team as a little bit of a case study, and I know I'm going to shift to college, but I grew up in Nashville, and I grew up watching Vanderbilt be decent 1 year every 10 years. I remember being 12 years old when Coach McIntyre and quarterback Whit Taylor went to the Hall of Fame Bowl. They beat Tennessee 28-21 in 1982, and they went to the Hall of Fame Bowl, and they ended up, I think, winning a Hall of Fame Bowl, which they actually did last year as well. But Clark Lea has done something, and we saw a little flash in the pan with James Franklin before he went to Penn State. Did some really good things with Vanderbilt, got Vanderbilt to some bowl games. I think 3 bowl games in a row, 3 years in a row. And Coach Lea has had a good season and now a great season, but it was followed by 2-10, then 5-7, then 2-10 before he went 6-6, ultimately 7-6 last year, and now 10-2. So what is it that Clark Lea, or what is it about Clark Lea that has made Vanderbilt great? Well, some people are going to point to Diego Pavia and say, well, this quarterback has ignited the team, and he certainly does ignite the team. He is a big factor in Vanderbilt's success. He's an essential factor in Vanderbilt's success. But Clark Lea has changed this culture at Vanderbilt. I think it has a lot to do with the athletic director. I think it has a lot to do with who's in charge of the school. The president of the university has seen a model over here with baseball, with Corbin, that has really been excellent for a long time. Won a couple of national championships. He's gotten the JMU staff from James Madison's basketball program to come run Vanderbilt's basketball program. They're now a ranked team. They're sort of getting in the mix of trying to win in the SEC. But they're a ranked team now in basketball. Now they're probably going to miss the playoffs, but they are a ranked team in football, and they're 10-2, first 10-win season in the history of the school. So you've got now this organization from the top down that has buy-in. And it seems like, the sum of the parts don't always work unless the parts are working in sync. And the leadership of the football program, namely Clark Lea, but also the support of the things coming from up top, the investment of the money that has gone, and the embracing of the change of the culture of college football. This guy has been able to recruit from the portal. He's been able to start to get players to flip and play for Vanderbilt. We just got the number 1 quarterback in the country in high school to flip from Georgia to Vanderbilt. So things are going on that are not going on in the NFL. And I know the NFL is a different brand, and I know it's also a different dynamic when it comes to leadership, but I think the principles are the same in that Clark Lea has got buy-in. He has convinced the members of his organization, the players, the coaching staff, the athletic office around him, the school administration, and now more of the community and the recruiting cachet. He has built all of that to the buy-in of, here are our expectations, here's how we're going to go about our work every day. And he's implemented, and emphasized certain core principles that I don't know all of them, but I've gleaned some of them from his speeches and the way he does interviews. That one of the things I love about him is he's so steady and even, no matter what the ups and downs of the game might present. And his players play that way. It is so difficult in college and high school, and sometimes even in the pros, to get young people to not be distracted by things that are out of their control. So anyway, we're going to get into the out of control thing, which is kind of an interesting topic in the next segment. But this is the Coach Rob Show. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back.